want to just talk about margin, not necessarily profit margin or gross margin, but even just time margin and capacity margin for you as an individual. I'm of the belief that without margin in our lives and in our businesses, we can't effectively make good decisions and think about our values and stick to our values and all this kind of stuff. And it's almost like what you said, as things get lean, you start to maybe want to differ from your values and take on that client.
It's temptation.
How are you, what are the ways that you protect margin and instill margin into your life and your business? What are things that you try to do to protect that?
It's a really good question. It's kind of baked in. There's so many things. Like it's baked into I think the biggest thing, honestly, Khalil, is staying honest and true to those core values or best practices that we know after almost 10 years of doing this. Like we know what works and we know what doesn't work. And if you don't have the moral courage, the fortitude to say no to the wrong opportunities so that you can say yes to the right ones, I think that's the big one, right? Because the right opportunities, right? The right people, whether they're employees, trade partners, clients, when we have the right people, which for us, thankfully, like is most of the time, right? Like we actually, I think we've done pretty well. We've been pretty disciplined about how we're doing this. We're not perfect by any means, but we've been pretty disciplined about that. So most of the time we do have that right mix. And when we do, my margins of time and sanity are protected. Like I consider myself to be a pretty blessed guy. I have surrounded myself with, I have attempted to surround myself with good people that I trust and they trust me, and I want to be as good and as giving as I can be to everyone who comes into this contact with this company. Our core focus, right back to EOS, is like we're building better lives. That's our intent. It's not just projects. It's not just sticks and bricks. What we're trying to do is build better lives, and that means that I want my superintendent and my project manager and my trade partners and my clients, I want them to have margins in their lives too, in order to do that, we have to be disciplined about how we operate, and I think that the biggest thing is saying yes to the right things and saying no to the wrong things. Saying no to